Hello guys, we're gonna be doing what if Deku had Naruto's powers, and yeah, I'm probably gonna be uploading a video every day on thing since it's break, and yeah, I can't remember if Bakugo and Deku were friends, so if there's a shaking part with their relationship, it's because I cannot remember, and I do not feel like watching my video all over again because I've already not recorded for what, 8 days I think. So yeah, sorry for the background noise, and well, because I'm outside, and yeah, let's just hop straight into it. So we start off, or where I left off is Deku going home and waiting for his note to arrive, and he gets the note or letter and his points and stuff like that. About 2 or 3 days later, it's his first day of school, and he ends up walking there, no problems. And once he starts walking towards the door, he sees how big it is, and he's like, wow, that's a big door. And then he says that what type of monsters are in here, and then proceeds to open the door, entering, and he sees Bakugo and Ida arguing, and he just goes to sit down, not really want to bother with them. He starts trying to walk past them, but then Bakugo sees him and says, sorry, hey nerd, what are you doing? And Deku says, I'm taking my seat. And hello, Bakugo. And Ida says, wait, you're that kid that knew the hidden part of the entrance exam? And Deku's like, huh? And Ida's like, you're a superior student, you knew about the hero part. And Deku's like, what do you mean? Ida says that you saved Uraraka because you knew about the hero point part, right? And Deku's like, what? No, I didn't know anything about that, actually. And Ida's like, what? You just didn't? Yeah, because that's what... Or then Deku says, yeah, because that's what heroes are, supposed to do. And Ida's like, alright. And then oh my god, bro, that car is loud as hell, bro. Jeez. Anyway, Deku proceeds to take his seat, and a few minutes later, Uraraka comes in, and then sees Deku and then walks up to him, saying, hey, thank you for saving me. He says, no problem. And she asks him if the seat next to him is taking it. He says no, and she sits down. And sorry, Deku, has pretty much been chilling. I can't remember what I gave him. I think I gave him Sage Mode. I don't know if I gave him KCM though. Alright, I'm gonna give him KCM because in what if Sasuke, or what if Naruto, not Naruto, god damn it, what if Deku had Naruto, or not Naruto, Sasuke's powers, Sasuke, or no, Deku, god damn it, I cannot speak English right now, Deku already has, the Mangekyo, so yeah, I'm just gonna say that Deku has KCM, not KCM 2, but just base KCM. Anyway, Deku then sits and waits, and he can sense Aizawa just, sleeping under under the table, or well, behind the table in his sleeping bag, and he just, lets it and goes with it. He just, yeah, and a minute later, and while Uraka and Deku are talking, Aizawa gets up and tells everybody to shut up, and then says 7 seconds, that's too long, and they're all confused, and then he says, go to your lockers and go to the locker room and put this on, and hands them a uniform, and then he says head to the training ground after you put it on, which they all proceed to do, even, and Uraka still says what she says on canon, and Aizawa says the same thing, yeah, he says in canon. Anyway, yeah, they leave, go to the training grounds, and they say, since we're gonna do the ball throw, and he says, since Izuku Midoriya got first place on the exams, he will go first. And then Deku proceeds to grab the ball. He then looks at it, just prepared for prepared to throw it, and then Aizawa says, we should go all out, and Deku says, do I have to? And Aizawa says, yeah, you have to. And Aizawa looks kind of confused, like, why was he not gonna go all out? And then Deku says, all right, and then he proceeds to glow, turning bright yellow in a flash. And sorry, I said that mad weirdly. He glows bright yellow, and then he's in KCM, and everybody's shocked at, like, what the hell. And Aizawa says a transformation quirk, which is wrong, but Deku ends up getting ready, and he yeets the ball, creating multiple shockwaves after he throws it, because he threw it with all of his powers. And everybody sees the ball easily reach out of outer space, and Aizawa is shocked. And then he says, infinity, and Deku says, nice, and then turns off KCM and starts walking away, and Aizawa says, hold on, what's your quirk? Deku says, I'm quirkless. And I can't remember if I made it a quirk, and if I did, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I didn't, so yeah. If I did, then I'm gonna clarify it, because it's not a quirk. It is not a quirk. He's just going to be born with this power. It is not a quirk. Anyway, I definitely need to watch part 1 again, just to make sure if I made any mistakes. But hopefully this will clear up any of the mistakes if I did make any. Yeah, so Deku... Sorry. Deku then walks away, and Bakugo gets so irritated after seeing this, even though he already knows, Deku is hella strong. After, seeing all of his fights and having fought him multiple times, but he's never really seen him go all out, or do that. And he's enraged, and then he yells, "You were holding back on me, nerd?" And then Deku says, "Yeah, of course. Why would I fight you at full strength?" And then Bakugo immediately blasts towards Deku, trying to send an explosion at him. But Aizawa gets ready to stop him, but then he was too late, and Bakugo shoots an explosion towards Deku's face, which Deku just moves his head slightly and grabs Bakugo's arm, and putting him in like a hold, putting his arm behind his back and like holding Bakugo. And Bakugo says, "Let go." And Deku says, "Not until you calm down." And then Aizawa tells Deku to let go, and then he tells Bakugo, if he does that one more time, you're gonna be expelled. And Bakugo's like, fine, and Deku lets go. And everybody goes to the test. Obviously Deku gets highest scores, but he doesn't really go all out for all of them. He just does all of it, like, so he would beat anybody's record, so he can be in first place. And yeah, everybody's amazed at how strong Deku is. And Todoroki thinks something they kind of thinks that he's All Might's secret love child, but at the same time he doesn't, because Deku is able to transform, and since Deku hasn't shown off any of his jutsu, like the Rasengan or any of that, so yeah, he's kind of thinking like, what is this kid? And now this time we're going to do a few days later is the hero versus villains. This time the teams are Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Todoroki. And then everybody's thinking these teams are kind of unfair. Like, Bakugo and Todoroki are like the two strongest in the class, and Deku's the strongest, or one of the two strongest. They're both like one of the strongest of the class. So working as a team, they might be able to, or they'll probably defeat Deku and Uraraka. But Deku seems excited for this, and they're like, what? He's happy with this? How? What? And then once the match starts, Deku tells Uraraka to just find a way to get to the bomb. He'll deal with Bakugo and Todoroki. She says okay, and then Deku makes a hand sign, summoning two shadow clones. And he tells both of them to go after Bakugo and deal with him. And then he says that he'll handle Todoroki. And everybody's watching this, and they're like, he can summon clones? And they're shocked. And they say, what is his quirk? Even though he already said that he was quirkless. Because I'm pretty sure I said that he went to the quirk doctor, but I don't remember. I can't remember. Anyway, Deku proceeds to go and pretty much, destroy Bakugo. Well, his clones go and destroy Bakugo. They just beat him up, pretty much jump him. And Bakugo can barely fight one of them. He's gonna be pissed off when he finds out that they're only clones, and he didn't even get a hit on them, so he wouldn't be able to figure out that they're shadow clones. And then once Deku is like running through the hallways with Uraraka behind him, because they're going towards the bomb, Todoroki freezes the whole entire place, and Bakugo doesn't get frozen because he jumps up and he's like in the air fighting both the clones, so neither of them get frozen. But he freezes the ground, and Deku, seeing this or like sensing it coming, he tells Uraraka to jump. Uraraka jumps, and then the ground freezes over. And then he moves over towards Uraraka, picking her up, and then using chakra, pretty much chakra walks on the ice so he doesn't slip. So he's running while carrying Uraraka, and everybody's watching this, and Kirishima's like, wow, so manly. And not Kirishima, sorry, Denki is like, he got balls. And Deku proceeds, and Uraraka's pretty flustered by this because he's literally picked her up and just running with her. And then he sees Todoroki. Todoroki tries to shoot a mini iceberg at him, but Deku dodges it, and then he tells Uraraka to hide and try to touch the bomb while he fights Todoroki. He puts her down, and then she says okay, and they split up. And Todoroki keeps blasting ice towards Deku, but Deku's pretty much dodging all of it. And then Deku says, that's not gonna be enough, you're gonna have to use the other side of your quirk, bruh. And Todoroki's like, yeah, right. And he keeps blasting a whole bunch of ice at him, and this is kind of irritating Deku because he's like slowly going towards Todoroki. So he just says Rasengan and creates a Rasengan and smashing it into the ice. And it kind of has like a mini explosion once it hits the ice. And then this leaves Todoroki, wide open because he has no defense. And he goes and speed blitzes Todoroki, punching him. And then he says to Todoroki that you're gonna have to try a lot harder. And after Todoroki got punched, he gets sent flying backwards, hitting a pillar, hitting a pillar, and then he gets up slowly because he's been injured, and then he says, yeah, right, I'm not going all out for you, you're weak. And Deku scoffs at this and proceeds to punch Todoroki again. And these punches are not normal. They hurt. They hurt real bad. So pretty much Todoroki's getting beat up, Bakugo's getting jumped, and Uraraka's about to touch the bomb. And then Deku's saying you're gonna have to use that side, and then Todoroki says, I'm not using his quirk, and Deku's like, his quirk? Who are you talking about? And then he says, I'm not using that bastard's quirk, talking about, or Todoroki's talking about, Endeavor. And Deku says, it's not your quirk, it's, or, I mean, he says that it's your quirk, not his, my bad. And I messed up real bad. That threw me off, not gonna lie. Anyway, yeah, after Deku says that, Todoroki's like, yeah, whatever. And Todoroki's still getting beat up by Deku. And Uraraka's slowly going to the bomb. And yeah, Todoroki is getting beat up pretty bad, and then Deku says something under his breath, and then Todoroki just bursts out in flames, melting all the surrounding ice, and he shoots a big fireball towards Deku. After Deku sees this, he gets ready to dodge it, but then he notices there's a big iceberg to the sides of him that were slowly melting to the fireball, but not melting fast enough so he wouldn't be able to go anywhere. So he immediately hops in KCM to grab the fireball. Excuse me. He uses KCM to grab the fireball, holding it still. Oh, I'm so sorry. Holding it still, and then Todoroki immediately rushes towards Deku, shooting a whole bunch more fire burning all around, and All Might is watching this in disbelief, and then he sees, you know, that same attack that Todoroki used in the sports festival. He was about to use that against Deku, and I can't remember what it was called. I cannot remember what that attack was called, but he was about to use that against Deku. But then the alarms go off saying that Uraraka touched the bomb. But you know, Todoroki wasn't gonna stop, so they got ready. And Deku, seeing this big attack and knowing it would hurt anybody in the surrounding area, immediately stops playing around and uses his pure speed, breaking the ice, then proceeding to grab Uraraka, shielding her from the big ice and fire attack, and it breaks or destroys half of the building after, you know, the attack is done. And Bakugo got shielded by the clones of Deku, but you know, the clones have been, you know, poofed, you know, they turned into smoke, and Bakugo was knocked out just from, you know, some of the pressure, and Deku gets sent flying out of the building with Uraraka in his hands. Alright, sorry. My bad. Anyway, yeah, he gets sent flying out the building since he tanked the full power of that attack, and like literally nobody stopped it. And after All Might sees this, he's in pure shock. And at this point, Deku's still in KCM. And since he has Uraraka, he stands up, since he got sent flying backwards, probably landing into another building. He gets up to check if, and then looks down to see if Uraraka is okay, and she was fine, but she passed out from the shock. And yeah, Todoroki kind of got scolded for blowing up the entire building and putting all of his classmates in danger. Yeah, and on my axis, Deku, what did he say to Todoroki? And Deku says it's a secret. And then Deku goes to Recovery Girl and drops off Uraraka. And bro, my legs is feeling like hell right now, bro. Anyway, yeah. Deku's like, everybody's all proud of Deku, and they say that Todoroki has a powerful quirk, and they say that Deku's quirk is insane. How was he that fast enough to get to where Uraraka was? Alright, hold on, give me a second. Alright, sorry for the background noise, but I'm gonna have to sit here because I wasn't sitting. I was walking for 26 minutes and my legs were already hurting before that, so it hurt. Anyway, yeah, I think I said Deku. I think I said that. I can't remember. Damn. Deku ends up after it happens, after he brings Uraraka to the to Recovery Girl, he goes into the room and sees everybody talking about the fight, and then he sees Todoroki, and he already said what he said to All Might. That was when he was in the hallway bringing Uraraka to Recovery Girl, and he says to Todoroki, that was a powerful attack, but next time use it when there's nobody around to get hurt. And Todoroki is like, what? Because he's seen how fast Deku was, because in Todoroki's eyes, he was right in front of Deku, about to hit him with the attack, but Deku just disappeared from Todoroki's vision. But the attack was already, heading towards Deku's, so there was like no stopping it. And then he sees Deku right next to Uraraka with her in his hands. He's like, how the hell? And this is when Todoroki asks Deku, how was he that fast? And Deku says, that's some of my real speed. And Todoroki's like, some? What? You were so fast that you literally disappeared from my sight. And Deku's like, that's why you need to train. And Todoroki's like, yeah, whatever. And a few days later, it's the USJ. So they go on a field trip to the USA, and everybody's talking on the bus and saying who has the strongest quirk, and everybody agrees it's Deku because of how versatile it is, and based off just pure strength already. Based off pure strength, he was able to fight off Bakugo and Todoroki with no difficulty. And the only time he needed to transform against them was to tank Todoroki's blast. And he did that while saving Uraraka. And everybody agrees that, yeah, Deku has the strongest quirk. And then they say they definitely think that Todoroki has the second and Bakugo has the third. And Bakugo gets angry by this ranking and starts saying that he's the best and all that. And then everybody starts walking to the USJ. Deku immediately turns on stage mode after just sensing a dark presence. Immediately senses at least over 100, over 100, and he tells Aizawa this, and Aizawa was like, okay. And he says, just in case you're telling the truth, kid, I'm gonna call for backup. And this is what Aizawa does. But he still walks in after calling backup, and he says, 13. And 13, it talks about the same stuff he did in canon. And then his portal appears, and a whole bunch of villains start pouring out. And everybody thinks this is like fake. Those are fake villains. But then Aizawa immediately tells them that they're not, and be prepared. Everybody get on their guard. But then Kodagiri sends everybody. Starts sending people out, and Deku tries to grab everybody. He grabs a few people and tells them to stay there, and then everybody sees the Nomu walk out outside the portal, and everybody's like, what the hell is that thing? And then Deku says that thing is at least as strong as All Might, and everybody's shocked. And then Shigaraki says, you're right, brat. And Aizawa jumps down and starts fighting villains, and he says that he'll hold them off. And then Deku says that he's gonna start fighting to Aizawa. Aizawa says fine, and Aizawa and Deku start beating up a whole bunch of villains. Then Deku makes at least 1,000 shadow clones, setting them all around, defeating villains with no, not 1,000, 50 shadow clones, because that would be enough. 1,000 would be overkill, let's be honest. 50 shadow clones, and they all spread out and start beating up villains. And he has a few shadow clones protect everybody, and then Deku himself starts running towards Nomu, and then as I was like, wait, Midoriya, don't. And then Shigaraki, seeing Deku, running towards him and Nomu, says, Nomu, kill that brat, since he's becoming a nuisance. Defeating and beating up all the villains. So Nomu starts running towards Deku, and then sends a punch right in front of Deku's face. And Deku full on tanks the punch, but he does get sent flying back from the punch, because it's an All Might level punch. It's not weak, and he doesn't have KCM or anything on, so he gets sent flying back. And everybody sees Deku get sent flying back, and he hits the wall, and Deku gets up, coughing out a bit of blood, and he says, "I was a nice punch," and then turns on KCM. And I don't remember if I said he already has the Rasen Shuriken, but I'm gonna say he does. And he creates a Rasen Shuriken, and pretty much yeets it. He yells Rasen Shuriken and yeets it out the Nomu. And then this Rasen Shuriken is not slow, and it connects with Nomu and it explodes. Sorry, and it explodes like a huge explosion after hitting Nomu. And then once the dust clears, Nomu is cut in half with his whole lower body disintegrated, and everybody is completely shocked at this. And then Nomu regenerates immediately, and Deku is even more shocked at the fact that he regenerated that quickly. Deku says, Kurama, we're gonna need something way stronger than my Rasen Shuriken. Even in KCM, it literally did nothing. And Kurama says, maybe we should go for KCM too. Or since he already has I think I said he already has Sage of 6 past power, so he's gonna have adult Naruto type KCM. So yeah, he's gonna have that. And then Kurama says that we're only gonna be able to use it for 5 minutes because your body is not gonna be used to it. And Deku says okay, and then everybody can feel Deku's power, like everybody can just feel it, and Deku becomes immensely more stronger than he previously was. And Bakugo, seeing this, is even more pissed because then he says, "Then they're just surpassing me even more." And then Deku, at this point, proceeds to make a Kurama avatar, just the head part. So everybody sees like a fox head, like cover not Naruto, Deku's body, and then this black orb starts coming from its mouth, and then it opens its mouth, shooting a Biju bomb right at Nomu. And once it hits Nomu, it disintegrates. Nomu disintegrates, like literally. It's gone off the face of the earth, and Shigaraki's completely shocked at this raw power that this kid has, and the explosion is insane. It's so big that literally everybody runs away. And it wasn't a full power KCM Biju bomb, because that would literally destroy their entire city. And then Kurama says, "Good, we didn't use full power." And Deku says, "You're right. It's good that we didn't use full power." And everybody hears this, and he's like, "Who are you talking to?" And Deku says, "Nobody." And then Deku makes a clone, and pretty much letting Kurama take control of the clone's body and letting him have his personality. What the hell? Alright. I don't remember. I thought I had like an idea like that. I can't remember though. It's been so long since I did this what if. Oh my god. I think I said there was like a version of Kurama where like he can like make his own body, or like he can make a version of his body. I can't remember. But yeah, whatever I said, if I actually did say it, which I can't not remember if I did it or not. But yeah, I'm pretty much gonna say it now. He pretty much uses a clone type jutsu, and Kurama is pretty much able to have like a human form, and he's not outside of Deku's body. It's just he can talk through that clone with everybody else, and everybody sees this, and he's like, "What the?" And they're like, "What the hell is this?" And then Deku says, "This is Kurama." Kurama waves and says that he he is the one that Deku was talking to, and they that power that Deku shows, the yellow, that's his. Deku's like, and then Bakugo says, "You're borrowing people's power," and Deku says, "Kind of." And Deku then says, "Yeah, I was kind of borrowing it, but kind of not at the same time. It's more like a trade." And after like the villains hear this, they get ready to attack, but then Kirigiri says, "No, we have to leave," and teleports Shigaraki away. And Shigaraki's pissed off at this. He says, "We need to get that kid." And the heroes finally come in, but they see everything is defeated, and Aizawa reports everything that happened to Nezu after the incident, and then he says, and then Deku says, sorry, and then, sorry, oh my god, I can't speak English right now. A few days later, they're all training, and then Aizawa tells him about the UA Sports Festival, and Deku says that he's going to have Kurama participate in this by pretty much giving Kurama enough chakra so he can, go in and fight people, because yeah. And then Deku says that I'm not going to be using KCM at all through the entire fight, or to the entire sports festival, and Todoroki says you're gonna need it, and Bakugo says the same thing. Deku laughs. He says, I haven't even been using Sage. I haven't even used Sage mode yet. I could have probably tanked Todoroki's blow even without Sage mode. I just wanted to use the Kiwi Chakra on to hold the fireball back. And everybody's like, Sage mode? And Deku says, never mind. And if you go away. Oh my god, my sister is so annoying, bro. Shut up, go. Oh my god, so annoying. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm so sorry. She always freaking trying to interrupt me or follow me. It's so annoying. Anyway. Deku. Oh yeah, a few days later, the Sports Festival starts, and since Deku got the highest scores, Deku had to go on the stadium, and he walks up there, and then he says, everybody try your best, and everybody thinks that before he went up there, everybody thought that he was gonna say something to like disrespect everybody, but Deku says, everybody try your best. I know all of you guys want to be pro heroes, so everybody needs to try their best. And everybody claps for Deku because it wasn't bad, but he could do better. I mean, yeah, he could. And Deku then, Deku then says that, damn. then says that he's gonna try his best, and then he goes down, gets down, and then it's the race. Once the race starts, Todoroki tries to freeze everybody, but Kurama and Deku jump up above the ice because they knew it was coming, and Deku just pretty much just starts running mad fast. And same with Kurama, he just starts running right behind Deku. He's literally just right behind him. And Deku tries to speed up, but Kurama is still tailing him, and everybody sees them and their speed, and it just seems like they're racing each other, not racing everybody else. But Bakugo and Todoroki trying to catch up, but not really. It's not really doing anything. And Todoroki seeing this starts using his fire side, and Endeavor didn't know he was using it. He used his fire side until just now, so he's happy that Todoroki started using his fire side. And with Todoroki using his fire side, he's able to catch up to Deku and and Kurama. He's literally right behind Kurama. Deku Kurama tried to speed up again, but Todoroki sends a big iceberg towards them, and they have to move to the side, which gives Todoroki the lead for a second, and then they both run past him again. And yeah, Bakugo's still stuck behind, and he's trying so hard to get up. It's not really working. Then, Deku goes first place, Kurama's in second, and Todoroki's in third. Bakugo's in fourth. And Baku is really mad at this point, and the cavalry man, god damn it, it's pretty much a team battle. And Deku says doesn't know if anybody wants to be on his team because he has a 1 million point headband, and he already knows that a few people are going to be after him, like Kurama, Todoroki, Bakugo, because Kurama still wants to win, obviously. And Deku asks Uraraka if she wants to be on his team, and she says yeah, she agrees. And Deku, before trying to recruit anybody else, he asks if they can use clones, and they say yeah, why not? And Deku makes, I think it was like you need 4 people to participate, or no, was it 5? It was 5 people. Okay, so Deku creates 4 shadow clones. 3 shadow clones, my bad, 3 shadow clones. And that makes 5 people right there. And Deku and Uraraka gets on top with the headband, and then once the match starts, Deku pretty much just stays away from everybody, and once they try to get close, he just uses a Rasengan, destroying the ground, and once we're just to make sure everybody knows that the Rasengan is dangerous. And I forgot what his name is. The copy guy, Monoma. He sees Deku in his quirk, and he's like, okay, that's gonna be interesting. I should go use it. And he goes to touch Deku, and Deku gets ready to smack his hand, which he does. He smacks his hand out the way once he tries to touch him, and then he says, ha, I got you. And then he was like, wait a second, you have no quirk? And Deku says, yeah. And everybody's like, what? Yes, he does, obviously. And Monoma says, no, he doesn't. I just touched him. I should have copied his quirk. And I don't sense literally I don't feel any quirk. Usually, when I touch somebody and try to take their quirk, I can, tell that I have their quirk, but I, I, or tell that they have a quirk, and I couldn't. He has no quirk, and Deku's like, yeah, I've been trying to tell you that for that long, and y'all won't agree with me, or y'all won't believe me. Sorry, and they're like, what? He has a quirk. So is that a technique that can be taught? And Deku's like, yeah, but you're probably not gonna be as powerful as me because I have Kurama and just my natural power. And everybody's still shocked. And yeah, they still trying to get Deku's headband, but that literally does nothing. And yeah, Deku gets there through there with flying colors, and Kurama's tried to get his headband a few times, but failed because Deku is camping with the Rasengan when Kurama was getting ready to shoot a Biju bomb at Deku. Deku was getting ready to use a Rasen Shuriken with Sage Mode on. And Kurama was like, okay, we're not doing this right now. We're not doing that, because that would kill half the people here just from the explosion alone. And they, stopped their attacks. And, yeah. That's how they win. And now it's the 1v1s. Pretty much everybody else's matches go the same up until like instead of Deku versus Todoroki happening, it's gonna be Deku versus Kurama. And once the match starts, Deku gets ready to turn on Sage Mode, but Kurama speed blitzes him and punches Deku in the stomach, and sending him flying outside the ring. Deku creates 2 shadow clones and has them push his feet, sending him flying back into the ring, punching Kurama in the face. And they have a taijutsu fight, and then they both clash and then jump backwards. And then Kurama makes a giant Biju bomb, and then this is where Deku turns on Sage Mode and creates Rasen Shuriken, and Kurama yeets that Biju bomb right at Deku, and Deku uses Rasen Shuriken, and once they clash, a huge explosion happens, sending both of them flying backwards. And everybody's shocked at the pure power of these attacks, and then they find out that this is not like full power Deku, because full power Deku would like literally destroy anybody. Anyway, then Deku continues to speed blitz Kurama, hitting him with a combo, and Kurama is prepared for this, and I'm just gonna say he's able to use like KCM abilities, since he's like he kind of has KCM, but let's say he just has a tail come out and just wraps around him, sending Deku flying, like throwing him around, just yeets him away. And Deku, after this happens, he almost touches the wall, but he makes another clone that throws him back into the ring, and they keep fighting. And then while they're fighting, Deku creates a Rasengan, smacking Kurama in the stomach with this, and this hurts Kurama really badly. So he shoots an entire freaking like 3 Biju bombs right towards Deku. Deku flings a whole army of Rasen Shurikens towards Kurama, and everybody is like, okay, hold on, we gotta stop this fight right now. And this is where a whole bunch of a barrage of freaking Biju bombs start getting sent after all of the Rasen Shurikens. And Cemento puts up a wall, but that wall literally does nothing. And if that wall, those walls break once, like they just break in massive explosion occurs, and Kurama's on the ground, and Deku's still standing, and he looks over to Kurama and says, "You fought well," and then punches Kurama, knocking him out. Which then Kurama disappears because it's he's technically inside of Deku, and Kurama says, "That was fun," and yeah, that was the end of their match. And everybody's like, "Where did he go?" And everybody's like, "It's alright," and the heroes are like, "It's alright, don't worry about it." And then the next match starts, and sorry, and yeah, Butter. I said Butter. Bakugo and Todoroki fight. Todoroki wins, and then Todoroki fights Deku. Deku gets ready and pretty much speed blitzes Todoroki. Todoroki tries to freeze him and tries to spam ice and spam fire at the same time. And so pretty much Deku was using taijutsu against this half cold person. Like if every time he touched Todoroki, he would either start to burn or he would start to freeze. And Deku's kind of getting irritated by this, so he just decides to use a Rasengan and gets ready to hit Todoroki with it. But then Todoroki shoots a massive fireball towards Deku, which Deku uses the Rasengan and smacks the fireball with it and makes an explosion, a mini explosion, and Deku says, "Not bad," and then he turns on stage mode, immediately speed blitzing Todoroki before he can even notice and knocking Todoroki out because he didn't want to drag the fight on. And Deku wins. That was that. And now we have, if I'm going through this too quick, I'm sorry, but anyway, now we have the I forgot what it was called. I can't remember. The hero thing. Where they count how many hero requests they got. There you go. They count how many hero requests they got. Deku got the most, obviously, because Deku did the most work, I would like to say. And let's see, he got like 1,000 or so, or like every hero wanted him. And besides like Endeavor, I guess no one. Even though his display of power was insane. Anyway, then Deku proceeds to Then Deku proceeds to make Sorry, I'm so sorry. God damn it. Excuse me. Alright. Anyway. As I was saying, Deku ends up Oh my god, I cannot speak English right now, bro. He ends up picking Night Eye, and yes, Night Eye has requested for Deku because he's seen Deku's personality. Because he, you know, it's somebody that could become a hero, a pro hero, or not pro, could become a pro hero. He could become the #1 hero, and he just seen how much power he possesses, so it's not. Yeah. And since All Might doesn't, have anything close, he doesn't like recommend well, he does have a I think I can't remember if I made him meet I can't remember if Deku met All Might at the beach. I can't remember. Either way, he still goes to Night Eye and he trains. Once he enters, Night Eye's place, he meets Night Eye, and they stay there, and he's made clones, to watch everybody, so just in case anything bad happens, because he's already known the villains would probably attack again, so yeah, he pretty much vibes at Night Eye. And since this video is already an hour and about a minute long, I'm gonna end it off here. Peace out, everybody. And this is not gonna be my only video today. I almost had left my intro, and yeah, this is not gonna be my only video today. And it's not gonna be a second or a third part to a what if. It's gonna be a new what if. Sorry, I'm putting so much work on me, but yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do what if Deku was Sasuke, or had Sasuke's powers right now or today. I'm probably gonna do it like tomorrow, so yeah. And what if Naruto was a god? I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow too, so yeah. And peace out, everybody, and goodbye.